All right, welcome to an episode of the Wake Up Call. I have Keenan here with KECOM.
Yes, sir.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
My man over here, we kind of fell into this this meeting, this podcast thing. He reached out to me last week about the old call building up the street, and that was a dealer, or it was a dealership. Mm-hmm. And before it was the call newspaper. That building's been around since 1880 or 90. It's been a minute.
It's 1880.
Yeah, it's been around for a minute. Who was the gentleman you were asking me about? Because
Homer Roberts.
Homer Roberts. Mm-hmm. And what was the story about Homer again?
So Homer Roberts was the first black auto dealership in America.
Okay.
You know, he started.
What was he selling? Was he selling Cadillacs or Buicks?
No, he was selling GMCs. No, Buicks. Actually, Buicks. I think it was Buicks. Yeah. He was selling Buicks. And he did something very, very great. Actually, he actually posted in the call newspaper and was more successful than most of the dealerships in Kansas City. So it was really dynamic coming from a communications background and public relations and different things like that, reading about it. And I was like, God, you did something amazing here. Right. Let me call and get a little bit more history. Let me look out for these things because we have this project. Right. And, that's when I called. I said, hey, listen, this is what I got going on. Like, this is what's going, right?
Right. And what got me really interested is in something that you said about coming up with a robotaxi and robotics. And I feel in the community, there's tons of opportunity for African Americans in the technology sphere. And I think sometimes we get a little hemmed up and we just don't. That's just not what we do. And I think that's a farce. That is what we do.
Oh yeah, it's very false. Very false. Yeah.
There's a gentleman, I don't know if you know his name. His name is Jim Nunley. He has been talking about AI in the community for a better part of a year.
Okay.
Jim is 84 years old.
Oh wow.
And he is learning. He is learning about. Sorry about that, guys. He is learning. On the fly, AI at 84 years old.
Oh, yeah.
And I find that to be really interesting in of itself.
It's interesting, but it's not surprising, right?
No.
It's not surprising. Not surprising at all.
No.
I think the more you learn, the better capabilities that you have is, you really do develop.
Right.
Is intellectually.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I say all that just to go with that this is something I think the call has been wanting to do and wanting to get someone on and talk more about Black entrepreneurship, technology, and what have you. Tell us a little bit about where you're from and how'd you end up here?
So I'm originally from Canton, Mississippi. I actually used to live in Jackson, Mississippi. I actually attended Hines Community College in Utica, Mississippi, right?
Okay, yeah.
Where the better of the vocational school was. Yep. They didn't have the ladder to programs that I really was looking for. So after a semester, and I actually was previously married, right? Found a girl, went to the Army. Me and my brother both left Mississippi.
Life happened.
It does. I wanted to take care of my family the best way I knew how.
Right.
And, my brother was on Fort Riley, so I came up to Kansas, and I was like, hey, I came up here to change my life, man. Mississippi was a place for me. I didn't come from humble beginnings, right?
Right.
It was the lower beginning, right? Right. So we had to figure out what it was. I was that kid that was the wanderer going downtown looking at the skyscrapers like, oh my God, like how do we do this, right?
Right.
Until somebody, gave me some exposure to say, hey, listen, you can come to the top of this building. Right. Like this kid is not normal, right?
Right.
So I took that and from my later childhood and was like, hey, look, let's use what God gave us a little bit, right? To be able to go some places, right? So we went to the Army, we went over to Wichita, Kansas, started my first business. It did kind of well, sold it. We went into media and production during COVID, loss, terrible loss, right? Most businesses actually didn't survive. We actually closed it, right? It was a media company, and we were actually the first black television station in Kansas to actually be producing film, TV shows.
Wow.
We had a 3,000 square foot studio, right, in the city of Wichita.
Right. Wow.
Had to close it, full on production.
Oh man.
We had to close it during COVID. So, that was a tremendous motivation for myself, to be able to understand business, to get it to where it was, But fortunately, I think that God wanted me to see something different, right? Now, I had to go back in the bag and figure out what the passions were, right?
Right.
I was working in a company called Evergreen, got into politics for a while, right? Learning exactly what it is, right? This overall concept of understanding, right? Leaning back towards my passion in automotive. I ended up starting an EDC, right? Called Revitalize Broadway, bringing innovation in smart cities to Wichita, Kansas. It didn't take so well. Started running for office.
Wichita's an interesting beast.
It's an interesting place.
Because Wichita, I've lived in Kansas since 2000. And I will tell you, I grew up in Missouri, grew up in southern Kansas City. And my exposure to Wichita was going down to the university down there. I didn't go to school there,
Wichita
but I visited.
State.
Yeah, I visited it because I was thinking about going to school there. And the vibe in Wichita it's
totally different than Kansas City.
Totally different than Kansas City. And you would think it's like, it ain't but 2 hours apart. More than 2 hours might as well be an eternity.
Let me tell you, listen, God said, there's 913 and 816 for a reason.
Right.
Hey, listen, I had to learn it. Don't y'all come up here doing that. Hey, the
314 ain't the same.
No. 316 ain't the same either.
No.
Now listen, you got some good people in all of them now.
Right.
But when you get to talk about the triangle, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. My daughter, just a side note here, my daughter, she thought about going to Wichita State and ended up going to KU. And I asked her, I said, she's going to school for sports
medicine?
Marketing.
Okay.
And she was like, in sports business management, sorry. And so she was like trying to decide. They both have really good programs. And in the state of Kansas, they're kind of the two good ones, right? And Wichita, they feed a lot into aerospace and stuff going on in Oklahoma and Little Rock is kind of where they feed off to. So for sports management, she's like, I think I can get a little more opportunity up here at KU. But we went and visited Wichita and she was like, the whole entire time, she's like, the vibe is just off. And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, there's black kids here and they're cool and their black student union is really cool. I like them. I like the person who runs it. Like they're all really cool, but the vibe is just kind of off. And so when we went to KU, she was like, oh yeah. There's a whole different feel. I think Wichita feels more southern than it does Midwest.
Say that again.
I think Wichita feels more southern than it does Midwest.
Don't do that.
And
don't do that.
And I don't mean I don't mean the South like in not like Louisiana or Mississippi South.
Okay.
I'm talking about Texas South.
No, don't do that.
That's what I mean.
Don't do that.
That's what I think.
Don't do that. No. It's a very, very cultural thing, right?
Yeah.
So where you have to
understand.
Don't
do that. I like this guy.
Yeah. No, we gonna tell the truth. We gonna tell the truth. It's the culture is very strong Western-ish, right?
Yeah.
Very urbanish culture.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Very suburban culture.
Yes.
Right? When you go to KU, it's a little bit different because they're more on a national platform.
Yes.
Right? You go to K-State. K-State offers
it's a big college vibe.
Very grand college vibe. Right?
Yeah.
The normal way it's supposed to be done, right?
Yeah.
You go to KU's on the international platform, right? For excellency, right?
Right.
So you get
K-State's the same way.
Right.
Yeah.
But you get the different feelings, the different cultures, right? But that's why you get college trips, right?
Right. Listen, we went to a lot of different schools.
Yeah. Did you go to Jackson State?
No, she did not. And I asked her if she wanted to go to any HBCU. Her great aunt graduated from Lincoln. I'm like, are you sure you don't want to visit Lincoln? You sure you don't want to go to? Did we mention Jackson State? Was it Jackson State or? I think it was. And then there was one in Louisiana I wanted her to go to. I can't think of it off the top of my head. And she was just like, Now, full disclosure, my children are biracial. And so we actively try and have them identify with both races. Now, they know people see them as black people. Okay. And that's what they understand that to be. And that's fair.
Right.
But for whatever reason, my only child that is really interested in going to an HBCU is my son. He's the only one that's kind of like, yeah, I want to take a look at him.
Okay.
He wears a Grambling shirt with pride all the time. Not knowing if he's going to go there or not, but he's definitely on his list next year.
If he's wearing the
places
shirt,
we're going to visit.
If he's wearing the shirt, he's going.
Yeah. He's got a couple shirts and hoodies for Grambling already.
It's done.
Yeah. He really likes Grambling. And then this, I can't think of the one in Tennessee. Anyway, but we digress from the point. The vibe, Wichita, the vibe is different, and so I understand that. I'll walk with you on that. but you're right. As far as those campuses are concerned, one's got a small urban city campus vibe, and the other two have a very broad national kind of like it's big college. Even though all three of them are land grant schools, and I don't know if you're familiar with that. Being a Mississippi and Kansas, if you graduate from Kansas high school and you want to go to one of the land grant schools, you basically, as long as you have a 2.8, they'll let you in. Right. Like, hands down, no problem. Like, you're in.
This is what I will say about, Wichita and Wichita State and KU and Kansas State University, even because of my own children, right? And we're here, right? They do a pretty good job at, looking at what the statistics are in literacy to be able to open their doors up, right? And, they do a great job with bringing those aspects together, right?
Right.
You know? And I really love what they're doing now.
Right.
How they've adjusted.
They have adjusted.
They adjusted, yeah.
Well, and just on the news today, they're talking about the legislators are going after a few remnant DEI programs. Apparently, in the regents, the curricula that the regents approve, there is a course in English where they want you to read diverse literature. And apparently you shouldn't read diverse literature. And I was making a point to my daughter this morning. She's home from for winter break. I was driving her. She's volunteering today at the NCAA volleyball tournament. And I made a point when we were talking. I said, you know what? That's bull. Because let's think about you're minoring in journalism. You know and I know that your opinion and how you write something, even though you're trying to be as objective as possible, is going to be uniquely different from what someone else writes because of their lived life experiences. I'm not even talking about race, just live life experiences.
I like how you said that. I like how you said that. You said culturally different.
Yeah.
Right? When people, intelligence is one thing, but I also say I got this new saying where it's culturally irresponsible.
Yes, I like that.
I don't use the word diversity because then it's too political.
Right.
So you choose to go to another wavelength, right?
Right.
So where it's like, okay, cool, hey, listen, if you're going to be culturally responsible, right, and not look at the dialect and not look at the literature for what it is, right, and look at this different perspective of life, right, ignorance.
Right. Well, it's just like
ignorance.
So I spent my summers in Louisiana. My grandpa would talk to other black farmers differently than he would talk to the white farmers. Now, for the longest time, I didn't understand it because I was young and dumb. But they were speaking a coded language in front of the white farmers
that they couldn't use.
They couldn't. So they wouldn't know what they were talking about, but they knew what they were talking about. And it was a coded language. And I think African Americans as a whole, we still do that.
Oh, yes, we do.
We still do that.
We still do, yes.
Now, sometimes, depending on which part of the country you're from, that code kind of goes past each other. But a lot of times, we still
connected right here,
right on the nail, right on the head.
It's crazy you said that, right? I do more foreign and international business because of manufacturing, right?
Right.
With KECOM, and what a lot of nationalists and a lot of these people are actually doing, right? They do it right in front of me, but then I was like, oh, this has a two-way street because we do it to Caucasians here in America.
Yeah.
And, seeing the different types of, scenarios, right, is like, whoa, night and day. And it's like, it blows your mind because it's like,
and even
whoa.
talking within age groups, like a conversation. You can have a conversation with another Gen Xer. Well, I don't know how old you are, but for me, I can have a conversation with another Gen Xer, regardless of color, and there's going to be a totally different connection. And we'll probably come to a different consensus.
Oh, of course.
Than if there was a boomer or a millennial in the room.
Right.
Partly because of lived life experience.
Right.
They're very similar. We'll probably close the deal a lot quicker and in a lot different way than if the boomers are. Because a boomer, he's going to want to know the dollar and cents.
Yes.
And how is this deal going to come back and bite me in the butt? Yes. If it will.
But you know what? It says something about how business is done. Right. Here's the thing, right? Like coming from Mississippi, being a guy that made it from, almost nothing, right?
Right.
My parents weren't wealthy, right? My parents didn't have these different things, right? Even the university that I give back to every year, right? I never went to school there. You see what I mean? Couldn't afford to go to school there, right?
Right.
The building that we're gonna go into, right? Some of these different things, like even in philanthropy or whatever, right? It makes sense, right? But it tells you where these people have been, right?
Right.
Every time I go in a room, I say, "Hey, listen, I want the agenda, and I also want I want a description of everybody in the room that's gonna be at the table, right?" So I know how to handle this room.
Right.
Like, I tell my assistant all the time, and she says, hey, like, if you jump up and do something, you're not going to be prepared. And I'm like, no. The last time I ever walked in a room where I wasn't prepared and I didn't know who was in the room was maybe 4 years ago. So
I understand.
What's your game plan is.
Right.
How do you respect the people in the room? Where are you going? Right? And I look at that. I look at that a lot.
So let me ask you a couple questions about your business. What do you guys do at KECOM?
So at KECOM, we develop, we design, and we distribute and resell robots.
Okay.
And we also are a software development company as well. Pretty soon we'll also be selling data as well.
Okay.
So, and hopefully within the next 6 to 8 months, right, we'll actually have a full-on autonomous development group,
Okay.
A drone group, I'm sorry.
Gotcha. So what, I'm probably talking outside of my neck, but I always had this thought, and I know there's a drone, because I used to see him at Apple on the plaza. They call it the selfie drone. You throw it out there and it'll hover. And you can tell it on your phone, take a picture of this or take a picture of that, or take a picture of you. And I always wondered, as a news business, would it ever be something you would want to do, or have a drone that's with you that's recording audio and video and taking a constant picture loop of what you're doing? I don't know if that would be something in the wheelhouse of cool, or like, why is this dude got a parrot on the side of his shirt up there hovering?
Yeah.
I don't know if it'd be an annoyance, I guess is what I'm getting at. But
it's already here.
I know.
Right.
Well, some of it is.
Right. Some of it is. Yes. That's exactly, it's already been done, right? Some people have taken it in context to making it a business. Some people tell their lifestyle choices. Some people are actually just adding it on as a marketing piece. But furthermost, it's here. Whether people like it or not, robots are here.
Right.
They've been here. You've actually been driving around in a robot.
Right. Your car is just about.
Your car is a robot.
Actually, some of them already are.
Yeah. If you are driving, this is something cool that can I share with y'all?
Yeah.
If you are driving Kia, Nissan, GMC, Ford, and you go in your car and you look up, right, at the rear view camera, right? You know what that is? That is the autonomous version, right? And brain of ChatGPT and AI.
Right. Well,
That's
my
what that
Hyundai,
is. That's exactly what that is.
A 2020 Hyundai Tucson, and it has driver attention.
Yes.
And my wife hates it. Every time she gets in the car to drive, she turns it off.
Okay.
I don't mind it because it'll tell me, hey, you've been driving for 3 hours. You probably need to pull over. You look tired. It'll say it right across the little display.
Oh, yeah.
You look tired. Or sometimes I'll turn it down to the point where it just will remind you for a coffee break. Every 3-4 hours, say, hey, you might need a cup of coffee.
Really?
You've been driving for 4 hours.
Really? Suggestion?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I know what it's doing because the cameras are looking right at my eyes.
Yeah.
They're looking at my attention to the road and seeing that I'm starting to do one of these or
Really?
one of those. It's starting to see that I'm not paying attention as I should.
Actually, it doesn't.
Well, then why is it telling me to shut the hell up and get some coffee?
So, okay, suggestion selling. So you have to understand what artificial intelligence does, right? And who's utilizing it,
Okay.
right? There's an endpoint and an out. And like, just to say it, right? There's an arrow with the endpoint and the arrow is facing this way, right?
Right.
Whoever is ingesting information gets to use the information.
Right.
That's called data.
Right.
The data that you're searching on your devices that are linked to your car, your phone, your home, and different things like that, right? You're giving a system information, right? I'm pretty sure you're a coffee drinker.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. Now, if you pass by 70 gas stations, right? And all these gas stations are advertising their coffee. You got the Quick Trip coffee. The what's the one with the red thing?
Loves.
The Loves coffee.
Yeah.
You know, everybody coffee, right? That's their number one thing, right?
Now, side note on Loves. I'm not promoting them, but I got a couple cousins and uncles that are truck drivers.
Okay.
And they always told me, if you in the South, not the South, the South, and you need a place to stop and go to the bathroom, get you something hot to eat, and it's late, you find a Love's or a Waffle House.
For sure. That's the rules. Those are the rules.
Those are the two.
Those are the rules. Yeah. Those are the rules.
And if they're right next to each other, even better.
Or a pilot.
A pilot. Yeah, pilot's good. Pilot's good.
Yeah.
Pilot's good. That was the other one I've heard too. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead. Continue. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. I was just explaining to people you've already been introduced to technology.
Right.
And robotics, right? It's just not at scale and at consumer based the way that it's going to be able to uphold.
Right.
So our upcoming project, right, is a robotaxi, right?
Okay.
It's one that's really in the background. I know Waymo's here, you know, and just to be clear, Waymo is not an American company. It's not a Kansas City headquartered company. KECOM is. KECOM is an American company. I pay American taxes. Okay?
Right.
We actually plan on manufacturing our cars here in America. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, the benefits of being a stakeholder and being in manufacturing, being in technology and doing some things here, right, are a little bit different than what Waymo has to do. They outfit cars, we build them from the ground up.
Right.
You know, with our own technology, our own infrastructure.
Right.
So that's what makes us different.
Well, and there's difference of attaching technology to something and then building it from the ground up with it in there. Many moons ago, again, I worked for Apple. That was when I did sales, and I only did it for a couple of months because I didn't like it. But that was my pitch to a lot of people saying, why should I buy this over a Windows machine? I said, you know, Windows, the machinery inside might be different from manufacturer, but Windows has to sit on top of whatever that is. So Windows has to work for everybody, not just this one particular unit. Where Apple, they purposely built from the ground up that this OS is going to work on this device.
On this hardware, yeah.
Forever. It's almost hard-coded in it. Actually, at certain points, it is. It's going to work today, tomorrow, next week. Windows, it'll work on that hardware. Maybe. It'll work.
They just updated.
To what degree?
Yeah. They just updated the foundation just put in their update like a year ago. Half the world stopped for a minute.
Yeah.
Half the world.
Because
the other half of the world don't have technology.
Right.
Don't even have computers.
Right.
So Let's think about that for a minute.
Or when they cut off Windows 10 to tell everyone you got to go to 11.
That's what I'm talking about.
And these are operating systems, folks. If anyone doesn't know,
we nerding out. We're nerding out. We're nerding
but
out.
like it's one of those things where they're like, why aren't you on 11? Because 10 worked fine, and before that, everyone was on Windows 7. They did not want to get past that. Like this is what it is, and they basically made Intel and AMD change the hardware to where they had to move to Windows 10.
It's the money.
It's the money.
It's the money.
It's the money.
It's the money. I'll be honest with you. You see that purple and black robo-taxi. You see the black and white machine, and you see that quick trip robot. I'm gonna be honest with you. We're gonna update that equipment.
Right.
We have to.
Right.
This is business. Right. I get it.
Right.
I get it.
Listen, I got to sleep at night in the house.
Oh yeah.
I like electricity.
Okay. I'm a fireplace guy.
Hey, that's fine too. I got a fireplace too.
Yeah.
I have a side note. I have a house that was built in 1941 in Roland Park, Kansas. And one of the more interesting things about a house being that old is it was built before central air. So there's something really cool that house does on its own. If I open the window downstairs in the kitchen,
the drift,
and open up a window upstairs in the upstairs of the house, there's a draft.
Yeah.
It will automatically pull from upstairs down the stairs and cool that thing down.
My daddy, Antoine Southern, by the way, I know he watches some of this stuff. Everything I be on, he watches, he don't say nothing.
Right.
He watches. Love you, Pop. He's a certified master carpenter, right? Okay. This guy, the same guy who you get on the roof and you got to take the shingles. He that type. Like, you know what you're doing, right? Right. So I can't be a carpenter for too long.
Right. You won't catch me up there.
No, you'll catch me. I'll build something in a minute. He actually taught me that. He said, when a house built right, son, you can put a ball in the middle of the floor and roll it down the hallway. Seriously, I can put a coin right here and pick it up with a dozer. But those types of things.
Right.
But the drift, my grandfather's house that is in because we own a farm in Mississippi as well. So the house that he's in, right? We could let up 3 windows, well, 2 windows or 1, right? Cool.
Yeah.
Because the way it's built.
Yeah, the way it's built.
Like,
it'll cool that thing down like it's nobody's business. And the other thing is when you put the fireplace, when I run the fireplace in the wintertime, I crack the window in the kitchen and it pulls right on through the house. Now, my son who's asthmatic doesn't always like it when I first started because of smoke. But once it cleans itself up, that heat just pulls right through the house.
And natural heat feels way better contained than gas or
electric. It's way warmer. Better. It's got a little moisture to it. It's not dry. So, but yeah. There's, one thing growing up, well, I wouldn't say growing up, but spending my summers in the South and growing up here, and my family of origin is both from central Missouri and Louisiana. I yearn for the past, but I'm excited for the future. And I don't know if that is just me internally or the way I grew up, but I'm excited to see what your company is going to do.
Yeah, thank you.
And I'm excited to see how Black entrepreneurs attack the tech business because we need to be there.
Right.
We need to be at the table. We need to be a voice so it doesn't run over us.
Can I get on the rant?
Yeah.
Can I go off?
Yeah.
Can I do this right here?
Yeah, we got a couple minutes left. Go on.
Let me tell y'all something. People and investors and all these type of finance people, they've sat 30 at a table for me before. And just to tell me no, right? Just to say no about the robotaxi, no about the KS300, no, you can't put robots in Quick Trip, no, you can't do these types of things, or do autonomous drones, right? The FAA, I'm the FAA's best friend, right? Number 1 enemy, public enemy, right? So here's the thing, right? If you are doing business in technology, right? Software is great; it will never stop expanding. Artificial intelligence is great, right? We as minority Americans Black Americans need to step the game up when it comes to engineering, manufacturing, and development right now. That's our literacy scores. This is our children. This is our future. Manufacturing and advanced manufacturing are two separate things, right? We need to start learning import and export today.
Yeah.
We need to learn what these changes are fundamentally, economically. What are they meaning, right?
Right.
With technology today. If we don't step this thing up here, right? The reading, the writing, the education, the STEM here, right now, today, right? We won't be entrepreneurs tomorrow. We'll be the heavy industrial manufacturers, right? That was in the early boom.
Yeah.
You know, where we wish we should have been, right? So that's what I tell everybody right now.
No, I agree with that. And I say this from a place of love. I know a lot of these places, and we have to go here, but there's a lot of places that want to go with coding. Well, let's teach your kids how to code. Let's teach your kids how to code. And they keep on pushing this coding. Coding is one part of it.
That's it.
And I think coding is good, but it's not for everybody. I myself was the kid that if you set me down with my daddy's tools and a TV, that thing will be taken apart.
Say that one more time now.
If you set me down with some tools.
Key. This is key.
And a TV, I would have taken it apart.
Okay. And
put it back together.
I used to do VCRs.
Because if I didn't, Vincent, my dad, would be on the back of his bottom, wearing me out. You done broke my TV, boy.
But what I'm getting at is the tools to the kids.
Yes.
Yeah, we got to get the tools to the kids.
That's exactly what I'm getting at.
You got to get the tools.
There's nothing wrong with hardware. There's schools out there that are teaching robotics. I think that's great.
Yes.
The high school, my alma mater, where I went to high school at, Grandview, has a robotics program. I think it's great. Those kids need that, and we need more of that because not everything is coding. You still have to have someone to build hardware.
But it's strategically being done.
Yes,
and I'm never gonna stop saying those things, like because it's even happened to me here in Kansas City, right? People saying, "Hey, listen, hardware, we don't want to invest in that, right? Why wouldn't you want to invest in that? Why aren't you investing in it, right? Because if it is the future, right, somebody has to be the founder of it, right. The founder's title gets to say so,
right.
Just like people who came out was like, oh, AI can make software now, right? You see the boom,
right,
and the upshift in that,
right.
Don't let people control your trajectory.
But we need to be part of that conversation because Microsoft did this back in 2014 or 2012. They had their own little AI chatbot that they let on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
For all of an hour. You probably know what I'm getting ready to say.
Oh, yeah.
And that thing went from cool to racist in 5 minutes.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
5 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
There is a unconscious biasness built into some of the technology.
Yes.
An example, I am a very black man.
Yes.
I am dark.
Yeah.
When the first cameras came out, digital cameras came out, you wouldn't have seen me. Except for my eyes and my teeth, because they were temperatured for the color balance for people who were light or white. And that's just the way it was. Now, they've gotten a lot better. But black folks weren't at the table at first. And I'm sure they weren't at the table at Kodak when they came up with that technology in the 70s.
I'm not a table guy, okay? I'll tell everybody this, right? And people need to know this about me. And I want to say this to all of Kansas City, right? Not just you, not just anybody, right? I don't think we need to be in the rooms.
Okay.
I don't believe in going in rooms.
Okay.
We've been this way.
Right.
Right? Let's own it right here. Right?
Yeah.
When you go to KECOM is going to be employee owned. Okay? I don't believe in it. Right? I don't believe in the other side of the conversation.
No, I understand what you're saying.
Right? If we're going to push greatness forward, right, we have to start with the real track path to get there. Right? If I'm going to have a conversation with somebody else that on their product, then it ain't it. But at KECOM, we're going to do this a little different.
Got it. Yeah. Got it. Look, ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap. Went a little long today, but thank you very much for your time. Don't forget to subscribe and like and Wake Up Call. My man Keenan here. It was a pleasure.
Thank you so much, man.
I love this conversation, man. We need to do this again. Okay. KECOM, guys, look for it. I think he's also, you said you got robots somewhere else at Quick Trip?
So there's robots at Quick Trip. the ones that's on the ground. And also, we're going to have robots in downtown areas in Denver, Chicago, hopefully here in Kansas City. Pray for that.
So be nice to him.
Yeah.
Because his brother might build Skynet. Listen, y'all have a good one. Enjoy. Thank you.